Good evening, everyone. I'm Monica Quintero. We saw another gorgeous day here in the Permian Basin, but tomorrow things are going to be changing, and we do have the possibility of some severe weather to talk about. Here's a live view just outside of our studio in Odessa. You can see mostly clear skies, a little bit of cloud cover out there, and of course this live view is courtesy of the West Texas State Bank Weather Cam. Let's go ahead and take a look at your almanac today. Temperatures a little bit above normal from what we usually see, that high 83 degrees. Now, normally we see it about in the mid 70s, that low not too far off 48 degrees, and usually we see it about 46 degrees, that record set back in 1939 of 93 degrees. Here's a look at your temperatures right now. You can see mild conditions this evening, mostly in the 60s out there, 66 in Odessa, Midland, 68 in Wink, 64 right there in Marfa, and 73 right there in Presidio. Here's a look at your headlines. A lot to talk about. The good news, we do have a lot of warm temperatures, a lot of 80s in that forecast. However, we do have the chance of some severe weather tomorrow. We're going to take a closer look at the models. And what about those winds? They seem to always be a factor, but I think you're going to like the wind conditions. Here's a look at how it's looking. Gusty winds earlier today, but you can see things are dying down overnight. And we've seen quite a shift in those winds. First coming from the west, shifting to the southwest, and then of course shifting to the southeast. Now, here's one of those models. You can see by about 5 o'clock tomorrow evening, we will see some wet weather pop up in Dryden. Most of this rain we're expecting to see on our eastern portion of our viewing area, and we do have the chance of some severe weather. We're going to take a look at that risk in just a moment, but that's one model for you. It does show it'll be out of the area by Saturday morning, so it does move through pretty quickly. Here's another one, as you can see, starting up again about 5 o'clock, but you can see by 8 o'clock, we are expecting quite a bit of wet weather. And again, this could be severe. We're talking about large hail, gusty winds, and even localized flooding. But as you can see from these models, it does move out pretty quickly. So severe weather risk for tomorrow. You can see Odessa, Midland, marginal, but for Big Lake and Dryden, you can see there's a slight risk. If you're traveling to Dallas and Houston, though, you can see there is going to be a slight risk the next day as well. Here's a look at your temperatures in the morning hours. Still cold, kind of mild out there in the 40s and 50s, and those temperatures will warm up nicely to the 70s and 80s. You can see for the Central Basin, those lows in the 40s and 50s. Those highs warming up nicely, well above average into the 80s. Trans-Pecos, those lows will be in the 50s. Those highs will be in the 80s as well. 82 expected right there in Bakersfield. And the mountains, you can see those lows in the 40s and 50s. 51 the low in Alpine, 53 in Monaghan. And those highs warming up very nicely to the 70s and 80s. In fact, 87 expected right there in Big Bend. So tomorrow morning, that low, not much of a difference in comparison to what we saw today. Cold, mild morning. You may need a light jacket, but those winds have certainly died down quite a bit, which is a nice change. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. A lot of 80s in that forecast. Again, nice temperatures, but tomorrow, that is the concern. Tomorrow night into Saturday morning, we do have a 40% chance of showers, 70% chance of thunder, and again, a slight chance of some possible severe weather, so keep that in mind. When things clear out Saturday morning, though, the rest of the weekend will be looking nice, and we will see mostly sunny skies. And take a look at that warm-up, guys. Come Tuesday, we're expected to be in the 90s, so we are on our way up. Even those low temperatures aren't too bad. We're now in the 50s and 60s.
Wow, next week is going to be hot.
Yeah, that's summer. Next week is summer.
Just the way I like it. But who knows about the week after that, because it seems like things are always changing.
Maybe we'll get some rain this weekend, water the flowers, and then get the heat. It's perfect. Perfect for your yard, Eddie.
Yeah, we want rain. We just don't want that severe weather.
Exactly.
Hail, stay away, please. And those gusty winds, they can always be a concern.
Very true, Monica. Thank you. Well, with the unemployment